Micah Frankel, Cage Minds, and right now we're going to be going live with an interview featuring Cris Leyva, one half of next weekend's WFC94 main event at the Northern Edge Casino out in Farmington. So we're waiting for Cris to join us. Once he joins in on the video, gonna try to get him going live with us so we can talk about next weekend's event. It's gonna be a kickboxing and MMA combined event. Gonna have amateur kickboxing and MMA along with the three fight professional mixed martial arts card, headlined by Cris Leyva versus Lenny Lovato Jr. So just waiting to have Cris jump in here and start this little interview. Get it going. Says adding, so bear with me a moment, people.
Connecting. Hold on.
Should we hold it the other way?
It should be on there. Pretty good.
Is
Is it gonna die? Is the battery gonna die? Hey, how's it going, Micah?
Good,
Hey,
how
do
you
you have a
doing,
charger?
Cris?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good, man. How you doing, bud? I'm gonna
I'm
have someone
doing
hold.
fine. How you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. Let me turn this up real quick. Okay, cool. There we go. How's everything going, man?
Doing all right, doing all right. How are you doing? How are you feeling?
Hey, I'm feeling good, man. Ready for Saturday. Ready to go out here and get this W. Weight's feeling good. Everything's feeling good.
Now, how much have you rebounded from the last fight?
How much about what?
Have you rebounded from the last fight? I know that was a tough loss, a close decision.
Yeah, I mean, after watching it and seeing, like, the mistakes I made and everything, it was a close fight. And, I mean, being in his hometown, I mean, I see why the judges gave it to him and everything. So the first couple days after having the fight and coming back and watching it, I seen what I did, what I should have done. So I'm just over it. It's one of those things. I mean, it's in the past, so I'm just moving on. And I'm going to come back stronger with this next fight. I mean, correct my mistakes from this last one and not let it go the distance. That's my main thing is, I mean, I got to finish it. You know what I mean?
But definitely, you did look great in that. Randy would get your back. You were able to turn around, spin into his guard. Looked like you were very successful there.
Yeah, I worked a lot on my grappling, my jiu-jitsu. I mean, a lot of people from my past fights say I have no grappling, I have no wrestling, and that's absolutely incorrect. I mean, I wrestled for 7 years back in high school. I grapple pretty much every day in practice and everything. So, I mean, it's there. I just like to stand and exchange with people, put on a show, you know what I mean? And my thing is, if people want to grapple, I got grappling, I'll grapple, you know what I mean? I even went up in weight for that last fight against Randy. So, I mean, I didn't cut any weight. I mean, I walked in on the scale with my pants on, and I barely made 184. So it's going to be nice to be back down to 170, you know what I mean? And eventually, hopefully by next year, I'm going to be back down to 155s. That's the plan. So back to where I started back in 2007. So
there is that plan. You want to get back down to 155.
yeah, that's my plan. I mean, I fought there from 2007 through 2014. I was at 155s. And that's when I had my, I want to say I went on a 9-5 win streak back then. And once I started going up in weight, that's when the losses went. So definitely going to, I mean, readjust back down to 155s. I'm stronger there. But 170s, we'll see how it goes. Like I said, I feel strong for this camp. Everything went good. Sparring, everything, good training partners. So I'm excited. Especially in my hometown, you know what I mean? With friends and family, everything. So.
Now, definitely on that note, being used to having fought a lot of grapplers recently, getting right back in there, we know Lenny is a wrestler. So does it just feel like more of the...
What was that? You cut out right there.
what you've been training?
Yeah, it's more of the same thing with him again. You know what I mean? I know he's going to come out here and just go for the takedown. I've watched his past fights. I mean, he hasn't fought, I think, 3-4 years. But his last couple fights, he did fight a lot of wrestling. I mean, he's a real good wrestler. I know his dad's a wrestling coach or something like that, so they got a real good wrestling pedigree. But like I was saying earlier, my wrestling's there, so I'm ready. You know what I mean? If he wants to wrestle, I'll wrestle. If he wants to strike, I'll be ready to put him down. So that's my game plan. I'll put my game plan out there. I'm gonna go out there, exchange. So, but if he wants to wrestle, we can wrestle. You know what I mean? So either way, I'm ready for whatever. I'm just surprised he hasn't pulled out. You know what I mean? Like I said, we were scheduled in the past to fight, and he pulled out a week before the fight. So I'm just waiting to hear that call from the promoter. Lenny pulled out, or he got injured, something like that. So, but either way, I'm down to fight anyone. I mean, I'm not scared of anyone. You know what I mean? I've had losses, I've had wins, I've had ups and downs. So, I mean, I'm ready for whatever.
Was it a positive note to take away from the last fight with Randy, grappling and having the success that you did against somebody legitimately 25, 30 pounds bigger than you fight night?
Yeah, I mean, it gave me a lot of confidence. You know what I mean? When I went back and I watched it and I was reading through some of the comments, I mean, a lot of people thought I was like, smoked and everything, you know what I mean? And just, I mean, the size difference too, seeing it on video, being able to watch the replay and everything. I mean, I did good. I was confident. I mean, I took a lot of punishment in that second round, and I think that's what played a big factor in the fight was that second round. So, I mean, definitely use that, everything I learned in that last fight in this fight. So, I mean, those mistakes I made, if they happen in this fight, going to capitalize on those. So, definitely, I mean, going to use that to my advantage for this fight. And fighting someone my size, too. I believe Lenny's actually going to be smaller than me. I think he's like 5'7", 5'8". So, I think so, a little bit shorter. So, a smaller reach. So,
about 5'7" is what I see on some sites that he's listed as.
Yeah, and I believe I got more fights than him too. So I mean, just got to use my experience, my ring range, and everything. You know what I mean? Just go out there and I mean, fight my game. You know what I mean? But like I said, if we go out there, we start wrestling, I'm ready for it. You know what I mean? So I'm ready for wherever the fight goes. But definitely want to keep it standing. If he wrestles, we'll wrestle. You know what I mean? Who knows? I might go to my back and pull off a triangle and armbar. Something nice. You know what I mean? Like practicing different stuff just in case. So.
Is there any animosity built up just because you said it's taken a while to get this going, that you've had the fight booked a couple times? So has that been kind of an annoyance that you want to get this out of the way? There's only so many welterweights in the state right now, lightweight, so you're going to eventually fight.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, we had this scheduled once before in the past, and then he had a fight scheduled with Will Brooks, I believe, 4 or 5 years ago. And he pulled out of that fight with Will Brooks like a week before. So I stepped in and I took the fight for him. Got my ass kicked by Will Brooks. And, I mean, that was kind of his ass whooping he should have taken. But I took it for him. I shouldn't have. I was young. I mean, I was 20, 22, 23. So, I mean, I shouldn't have done it, taking a fight on a week notice. I think it was like 6 or 7 days. But then after that, we were scheduled to fight. And I believe his brother-in-law was the one putting the fight together. It was OCS or something like that in Albuquerque. And I think they only had one show out there. And we were going to be the main event, and then they pulled out. But, yeah, I have no anger or anything towards him. Like I said, he seems like a nice guy, you know what I mean? So, I mean, with a Godfather name, I mean, has to be a nice guy, you know what I mean? So, and being 5'7", I mean, so he should be a nice guy. Like I said, most short guys are pretty nice. So, so like I said, no built anger or anything. Like I said, I'm just excited to go out there and do it and see what happens. That's my favorite part, is just going out there, being able to fight different people. You know what I mean? So definitely nice to fight someone from Albuquerque.
How do you look at your losing streak? It's been a little while since you've had your hand raised in the cage, but it's been this ridiculously talented core of guys that have all been UFC or Bellator vets almost, I believe. At least 6 of the last 8 dudes. So how do you look at this road that you've been through?
There were a few fights, like I said, I took on a short notice that I shouldn't have. And there's a few fights that aren't on my record. Like I fought Joe Cronin I believe, in between like 4 or 5 of those losses. And I beat Joe Cronin, which he has over 60 fights. And that fight's actually online. And there's another fight, too, I did in Arizona. For some reason, those 2 Arizona fights aren't on there, but I won. So, I mean, on SureDog, I believe it shows I've lost my last 9 fights, but it should only be my last 5 because, like I said, there were 2 wins in between. But looking at the last couple guys I fought, yeah, I mean, tough guys. And, I mean, I just learn every time, you know what I mean? From each loss, I try to take something from it and something positive from it, learn from it. So, but definitely, like I said, a few of those I took either last minute or, I mean, going out to like California. I went out to California to fight, and I got out there 2 days before my fight and didn't have enough time to adjust to the elevation change. And I'm higher here in Farmington compared to Long Beach, and that did a lot on me, you know what I mean? Changing elevations, being out there 2 days before, and my body shut down. The Mike Guyman fight, and I mean, that was a learning lesson for me, you know what I mean? So next time I go somewhere where the elevation changes, to go get out there at least 2 weeks before, or even a week, you know what I mean? Let my body change. So, I mean, just that's my main thing, is just learning from each loss. But definitely, I mean, I have a lot of bad critics out there and people who give me a hard time about the losses. I mean, but either way, like I tell my spouse and my son, I mean, I'm doing what I love, you know what I mean? I'm fighting, I'm training every day. I train at a good gym with good guys. I mean, a team I love, my family loves me, and I mean, they support me, you know what I mean? They want the best for me. So, I mean, I'm going to keep fighting whether I lose, win, I'm always going to keep fighting. It's something I love to do. And I mean, I'm always down to fight whoever. I mean, I've been like that since I was in high school. Bigger guys, smaller guys, anything of a challenge, I'm always down. So I'm always going to be the same Cris Leyva.
So many questions to ask you just off of what you just said, but let's go back to one of the very first things you mentioned, the team. Tell us about Zia Fight Club. Tell us about who you're working with out there in Farmington. Tell us about the gym, the environment. Go for it.
So Zia, we're out in Aztec. Real nice gym, real good coaches with Sterling and Larry. They I went over there. I want to say 4 years ago. I left my previous gym. Had a few problems at my old gym, which I don't want to get into. Just don't even want to mention their name. But they went ahead and took me under their wing, and I mean, they were just treating me good, and they've been developing me. You know what I mean? With my grappling, I had a lot of problems with my grappling when I went over there, and they knew that, and they've just helped me, pretty much molding me. You know what I mean? Just, I mean, they know my striking's good and everything, so they're just like, hey, let's work on your wrestling, your grappling. Like, you have it. Let's just improve on it. So I mean, that's one of the main things I like. I mean, they've helped me with my problems. You know what I mean? Like, things, my grappling's always been an issue, and these last couple fights, I feel like it's improved. So definitely in this fight, we're gonna show that as well. You know what I mean? It's a no-brainer. Lenny's gonna take me down. I already know that. So I'm ready to stop the takedown, and if I have to, fight for my back, stand up against the cage. So, and then we got a lot of great training partners. I mean, we got Alex Jones, Asaias Griego, or not Griego. I don't know his last name. But we got a lot of good amateur fighters. Gordo, yeah. So I mean, definitely a lot of good amateur fighters out of our gym. So to keep me, you know what I mean, on mine, you know what I mean, having guys in there that are coming at you 100 miles an hour, you know what I mean, sparring little 125ers, 135ers, the hit like 185ers, you know what I mean, you got to be on your toes and everything. So definitely it's good to have fighters like that.
We've seen you now in a row, taking a fight, it's being active again, being consistent. Is this part of the plan, getting back to consistency? Tell us about your plan.
Yeah, that's my main plan, is, like I said, just to keep fighting. And when I started back earlier this year with Randy, I was kind of heavy. I was walking around 180, 183, 184. When they offered me the fight at 185s, I was like, it's heavy, but part of my plan was to just get back in the cage, get that ring rust out of the way, then take a fight at 170s, maybe 2 more fights in 170s, and go back down to 155s by early next year. So that's my big plan, is just to get down to 155s by hopefully February of next year. and get some wins, get a win this weekend, take a week off, be back in the gym, and schedule another fight. I actually been talking with Rage in the Cage about a fight in Tucson we're going to be putting together. So I'm going to be going down there November 9th or 11th, I believe. I've been working. So we're talking about putting together a show, New Mexico versus Arizona. So I really haven't been talking too much about that yet because I want to get through this weekend, want to get this win. From there, start talking to New Mexico fighters, get some fighters on the card so we can go out there and look good against Arizona. So
now, what led you to the point where now was the time to be active, that you were ready to again fully engulf yourself into fighting?
So these last 2-3 years, I mean, I've been in between jobs, and we're raising my son. A lot of focus on my son between 2 and 5. You know what I mean? You want to spend time with your kids and just be there for everything. Now he's 6, and I got a little bit more time to train with him in school, more time to focus on me. So that's the big thing, is just more time, and I can take him with me to the gym. Like, I've had him with me at the gym every day, pretty much, and he's there training and everything, just learning from me. So that's been my big motivation, is taking him with me, watching him hit the bag, and just he's looking up to me. You know what I mean? Taking him to wrestling. Watching him wrestle, coaching, just watching him told me, I was just like, hey, I got to get back in there. I can't let a 9-loss streak online. You know what I mean? Define me. Looking back at my first couple of fights, like I was telling you, I had a 9-fight win streak my first 5-6 years. Then it went down. So, that's my big thing, is I'm just trying to bounce back and show my son. So, and I know I can. I will do it this weekend, definitely. So
5 straight finishes at one point during that run, 4 of them by knockout. How nice would that be, getting back to finishing a fight, knocking somebody out? You did it a lot earlier in your career.
Yeah, that's it feels good to be in there and knock someone out. You know what I mean? Knock someone out, get the finish. Getting your hand raised. That's what I want to get back to. Is being able to finish someone. Either by a TKO, a KO. You know what I mean? I just want to be on the other side of the winning side. And I know I can do it. Like I said, I did it before. I've done it before in boxing. That's something too. I got a few matches in boxing I want to take next year. So that's something I'm planning on doing as well. So
Now, also the team aspect for this event. A lot of your teammates are on the card. I believe when I messaged with Larry, I think he said there's like 5, 6 of you guys all together on the card. What has that been like in the gym atmosphere? And also, you kind of being the elder statesman, needing to, I guess, you'd be the one in there leading the tempo.
No, it's been nice. You know what I mean? Having a lot of people in here pushing each other. You know what I mean? It's good to have a team that supports you, and just we've been training together and just helping each other get where we need to be. You know what I mean? Like, we got some fighters who are just doing kickboxing, some fighters that are doing amateur fights. So having everyone come together and just help each other out as a team, that's been nice. And tough guys, like I said, definitely we got a lot of tough guys. Guys want to get better. And when I'm in there sparring, I got to be on my toes, ready. You know what I mean? Because like I said, these guys they're young, they're hungry, and they're killers. We're going to show it this weekend.
Now, how much does that give you like an older brother feel around the gym? With a lot of these guys, again, are amateurs. You're one of the few pros there at the gym.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Looking at them, I'm just like, I try and give them as much advice as I can. Just, I'm only 29, but in the sport, 17, been in there with a lot of tough guys. So, definitely I want them to learn, from the mistakes I made when I was younger, and training, or either overtraining or not training enough. Same thing with cutting weight and everything. So definitely trying to help them out.
And how pumped are you that this is finally a home game for you?
What was that? Sorry.
That it's finally a home.
Yeah, finally a home fight. I know, I'm excited. It's actually only like 10 minutes away from where I live, so it's going to be nice to, you know what I mean, be able to sleep in my own bed, be able to cut weight, and I mean, only have like a 10-minute drive compared to having, you know what I mean, having to cut weight and drive 4 or 5 hours, you know what I mean? Or like when I fought in Las Cruces last month, a 7-hour drive, you know what I mean? It's just, I mean, traveling is also definitely, I mean, nice to not have to travel.
You've already brought it up. Is the gut feeling Saturday night you're still fighting Lenny?
I'll pull out, like
Did you hear that one,
said,
Chris?
I mean, I have no control over that. So, but either way, I mean, I'm always ready to fight whoever. You know what I mean? So, if they do try to pull a switch, I mean, whatever happens, I mean, we'll see. You know what I mean? Depending on whoever the opponent is.
But you think that's still on the table, or you're not confident that the original fight will occur as
you know what I mean? Like I said, with I haven't heard nothing from him about the fight or anything. You know what I mean? So I haven't seen any posts or anything. So I mean, from what I've heard, he's still in the fight. So all I can do is show up to weigh-ins and see if he's there. You know what I mean? So more than likely he should be. He comes from a good team and everything. You know what I mean? So. It's a delayed.
And then what's the message to your fans?
What was that?
Do you have a message for your fans, your supporters?
Yeah, I want to thank, and my close family that have helped me. You know what I mean? I've had, like, one of my sponsors back here, Fitness World. They've helped me out a lot, letting me train here, and I mean, just being able to use places for mitts in the morning, for lifting and everything, and everyone that's buying tickets for me. A lot of friends and close family members getting tickets. I mean, definitely excited for the fight this weekend. So just want to do tell him thanks. You know what I mean? Thanks for all the support. And definitely my son. He's somewhere. Come say hi. He'll be here in a sec, but I'll show you guys my little prodigy right here, and one of my little wrestlers who I've taken under my wing. You're right. Get CJ too.
Grab CJ.
But yeah, these are two kids that definitely give me a lot of motivation. Whenever I step out, whenever I work out, step out to fight, I want to look good, especially this weekend. They're going to both be there, so I definitely want to look good for both these kids. I mean, they mean a lot to me. Come here, CJ. You're right. Come over here. Right here. It's a little wrestler I took under my wing at Farmington High. He went undefeated this season. And then my son right here, which I've been taking, CJ. Say hi, CJ.
Hi.
And I've taken him under my wing at training. He's there every day training hard. So definitely, want to put on a good show for both these kids. They're going to be there this weekend. And I definitely going to get the W to show these kids. And then, like I was saying, too, as far as my sponsor, Zia, definitely going to put on a show for them. So we're excited. We're excited to fight. You excited, CJ? Yeah? Show them your little stance. Hey, show them your little stance. Yeah, there's his little stance. Show them your stance, right? Let's see your stance. There's it. See, looking good right now. They're both looking good for 6 and 8, right? 6 and 8. So definitely gonna have a lot of friends and family out there this week. So it's gonna be nice to fight for WFC. It's the first time fighting them. I've fought for a lot of promotions before. King of the Cage, Reg in the Cage. And definitely nice to with promoters how this goes. I've worked with promoters in the past. So nice to promotion and see how things go. So Matt's been great so far. So excited to meet him in person. You pause up? I think you paused up.
Awesome, Chris. Right now, go because our reception getting worse and worse, but it's been great talking to you. WFC94 this weekend. It is at the Northern Edge Casino. Hope everybody can make it out there. Do you have a last message, a last comment?
Yeah, one more person I want to thank, my coaches, Sterling and Larry. They, like I said, they've done a lot for me at camp, helped me out a lot. So thank you guys. And then Zia Fight Club, I want to thank this guy too, right here, Matt Gallegos. He's helped me out a lot too. I mean, giving me some conditioning and drills and weights here at World, which we were talking about earlier. So definitely want to thank him. I mean, he's picked me up a few days and brought me to the gym when I've had a few car issues. So, I mean, definitely just, it's the small things, you know what I mean? Me out. And Tommy Richardson, I mean, he's done a lot for me too, getting me rides to the gym. So definitely want to thank just everyone. So we'll see you guys Saturday night. Get that W together as a team. And thanks again, Micah.
Thank you for the time.